Welcome to Weekly True Crime News Mama, where every week we dive into the latest true crime stories, missing persons cases, and headline updates from across the country and the world. I'm your host, Patty, a working mom who breaks down the facts so you don't have to dig for them. Before we jump in, don't forget to like, follow, and drop a comment. It helps more true crime lovers find the channel and stay informed. Grab your coffee and let's get into this week's cases. First up, we want to revisit a case on its 11-year anniversary. What happened to Relisha Rudd, who vanished in 2014? It has now been 11 years since Relisha Rudd, then just 8 years old, disappeared in 2014. A case that shook Washington, D.C. and continues to haunt her loved ones. For more than a decade, Relisha's stepfather, Antonio Wheeler, has carried the weight of not knowing what became of the bright, energetic girl who loved reading, excelled in math, and fiercely protected her two younger brothers. He remembers her as joyful, protective, and full of promise, and as each year passes, he says the uncertainty brings sleepless nights, panic, and relentless prayers for her safe return. Quote, "What's kept me going is faith," says Wheeler, now 38. Quote, "I still pray that she's alive, that she's okay. I still ask God to bring her home," end quote. There has never been confirmation that Relisha is deceased. Now, as she would have celebrated her 20th birthday on October 29th, the Black and Missing Foundation is refocusing national attention on her story through a new two-part short-form docuseries, hoping renewed awareness will generate new information. Quote, "We believe someone knows what happened," end quote, says Derica Wilson, co-founder of the organization. Quote, "All it takes is one person coming forward to bring closure and justice for Relisha," end quote. At the time of her disappearance, Relisha, her stepfather, her mother Shamika Young, and her younger brothers were living in Washington, D.C.'s large family homeless shelter, a converted hospital that lacked proper accommodations for families. Reporting from WAMU, Jonquilyn Hill has detailed the instability Relisha's family faced, including cycles of trauma and limited support. While living there, Relisha formed a troubling relationship with a 51-year-old shelter janitor named Khalil Tatum, a man with a felony background who should never have been employed at the facility. Ignoring strict rules banning personal interactions between staff and residents, Tatum gave her gifts, took her on outings, and gradually convinced Relisha's mother to allow overnight visits, supposedly so the children could play with his grandchildren. With her husband working out of state in construction and juggling care for her younger children, Young allowed the visits, unaware of the danger. Quote, "He targeted the right family," end quote, Hill explains. Quote, "He knew who was vulnerable, who might not question things, who trusted too easily. He stepped in, offering help in a moment of need." Concerns escalated when a school counselor noticed Relisha had been absent for days and received questionable notes claiming they were from a Dr. Tatum. Upon calling the number, the school learned Tatum was not a doctor, but rather a shelter janitor. By then, Relisha had not been seen for more than 2 weeks by anyone. That discovery opened a frantic missing child investigation. Surveillance footage later showed Relisha walking alongside Tatum inside a D.C. hotel on February 26, 2014, the last known sighting of her. A month later, on March 20, 2014, authorities found Tatum's wife shot to death in a Maryland motel, and an arrest warrant was issued. Police believed he was traveling with Relisha, but on April 1st, officers located Tatum dead by his own hand near a D.C. park, leaving investigators with few answers. Natalie Wilson of Black and Missing says their organization worked closely with local law enforcement from the earliest days. Quote, "Time is critical in these cases," end quote, she notes. Quote, "Although the school counselor's actions helped, many systemic failures delayed intervention," end quote. The new mini docuseries, each episode roughly 10 minutes long, aims to spark new tips and awareness. The Wilsons say they have seen long cold cases solved through fresh public attention and community involvement. Derica Wilson believes Relisha may have been trafficked. Quote, "We've helped more than 500 families find answers," end quote, she says. Quote, "We know miracles are possible," end quote. DC police confirmed to People magazine that Relisha's case remains open and active. Quote, "We will never stop searching," their statement says. Quote, "Every person and every piece of information matters." Wheeler says he holds on to the belief that Relisha is still alive and that someday he will hear her voice again. He describes her as nurturing, responsible beyond her years, and always ready to help others. Quote, "She was the first one awake, ready for school, clothes laid out. 'Daddy, I'm waiting for you,' she'd say." He recalls, "I'd give anything to relive those mornings." Her bright smile, he says, lit up every room. She didn't want anyone sad, not ever. In the docuseries, Wheeler expresses his unwavering determination. Quote, "She has siblings who still talk about her, who miss her. She has a city, a world that wants her home. We will never give up," end quote. Anyone with information about Relisha Rudd's disappearance is urged to call the DC Metro Police at 202-727-9099 or text 50411. The Vanishing of Relisha Rudd, a cold case re-examined, is streaming now on the Black and Missing Foundation's YouTube channel. Please go take a look. Thanks for watching Weekly True Crime News Mama, your source for weekly true crime news and updates. If you found this video helpful or interesting, please don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss the next case update. Drop your thoughts in the comments. I love hearing your insights. Until next time, stay informed, stay aware, and stay curious.